Welcome back to Houston Life and welcome to the most haunted city in the United States, Galveston, Texas. It's just down the road from us here in Houston, but Kathleen, there are a lot of ghouls and ghosties that live here.
There are a lot of ghost stories in Galveston, definitely. No shortage.
Oh my goodness, this time of the year, it is the season for ghost hunting. Galveston is a great place to come for that any time of year, and you know this better than anyone. You've written 5 books, you have 2 tours that go all throughout the year,
yes.
And one of those is the cemetery tour here.
Yes, yes. And the cemetery district is very different here than other places. We have some really unusual, unique features. Almost everybody's heard about how the grade was raised in Galveston after the 1900 storm, but they didn't do it in the cemetery district because nobody was living here. So they didn't do it till the 1920s. And when they did, they lost several gravestones that were underneath the new grade. When they lost them, they just resold the plots. But if you had something big like this mausoleum, they just filled in around it. So it looks kind of like a short little mausoleum. It actually goes down further. It has another flying buttress and then another ledge. And the door was quite large, but this is all that remains above the surface.
So we're just seeing the tippy top of it. This is actually like 8 more feet deep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now that I've seen it, it does actually look
odd.
like a sunken house as opposed to an actual full-size mausoleum. I love that they have beautiful carvings in them, like this finger pointing up. What does it mean?
Yes, there's a lot of Victorian symbolism out here on the gravestones, and you can tell something usually about the intention of those who buried the people or something about the people. This one has a finger pointing up, which most people can guess means gone to heaven. We've got Sam Houston's private secretary is buried out here, and he has a very elaborate stone with a lot of Victorian icons on it. Really fascinating because they all tell part of his story.
Oh, wow. Like, what are some of those?
So he has a heart in the hand, which tells us that he had a charitable nature. He has some Masonic symbols, the ceremonial altar and the candles and the Bible that's open, the all-seeing eyes of God, so that all of your deeds during life are being watched. He has the arrows for mortality, because we're all going to have to meet our Maker. So a lot of different symbolism on one gravestone.
You taught me before that the drapes are the veil between life and death.
Yes, like the drapes over the urn on Senator Merriman's crypt is actually the veil between life and death that you usually only hear about around Halloween. So another grave that a lot of people are interested in or drawn to is Elizabeth Percival's, and she's known as the Mardi Gras Murder. She was murdered during the Mardi Gras parade of 1881, and it's become a tradition in Galveston as you're going home from a parade, and it doesn't have to be Mardi Gras, we have parades year-round here. You stop by the cemetery district and leave one of your beads for Elizabeth because she didn't get to finish watching the parade. If you come after Mardi Gras, you really can't see the entire gravestone because it's entirely covered. It's really beautiful.
Okay, so now you know when you come to Galveston for a parade, you have to swing by the cemetery and give your beads to Elizabeth.
Yes, say hi to Elizabeth.
For Elizabeth.
So this is the Brown family plot, and you might be more familiar with them because they were the family that built Ashton Villa, which is the Italianate mansion on Broadway. It's still one of our Broadway beauties. But the house itself is notoriously haunted by 2 of these individuals. Rebecca Ashton Brown is known as Miss Betty, and Matilda Sweeney, her sister, is known as Tilly. And these 2 ladies are said to haunt the house. If you walk by the house at night, sometimes you hear piano music wafting out of the music room, and that would be Tilly, because Miss Betty never would have sat still for that. And Betty is often seen coming down the front staircase in her favorite blue Mardi Gras gown.
Can I say I love how haunted Galveston is, and it's a particularly great place to come this time of year. With your tour that you do all year round, is it extra, like, scary during Halloween?
I do a version of the cemetery tour that's mayhem and murder, so it focuses more on the mayhem and murder, but it's general history of the island and the people all year round. And then I do ghost tours all year round, so that's always creepy. And then I do historic neighborhood tours.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Have you ever seen a ghost here in the cemetery?
There is said to be one ghost in the cemetery district, and his name is Nicaragua Smith. He was very notorious during the Civil War. He actually was a deserter of both sides, but he was killed with a firing squad just on the other side of the cemetery. It was a field at that time. He was executed right after he was asked for his last words, and the newspaper said his last words were not fit for print. But a letter from one of the men that was on the firing squad wrote his mother that what Nicaragua said was, Galveston could bury me face down to pay homage to my part of my anatomy. So he was shot, flipped over, and buried face down in his coffin. And he's said to come back on the anniversary of his death and curse Galveston.
You know what? Fair enough. If I got gunned down, I think I would do that too. So there you go, Nicaragua Smith. Rest in peace.
Bye.
Stay here. Don't haunt us. My goodness, this has been so amazing, Kathleen. I could spend a lot longer with you, but I guess that's why you have the tours that you offer.
Absolutely.
We are going to head off next. Here's an interesting thing. Okay, so the Brown family and Ashton Villa, we are going to go and take a look there and see if we can see the ghost of Rebecca or hear Tilly playing the piano
yes,
next.
Definitely.
Ooh, that's coming up a little bit later on.
Okay, we're gonna pray. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna cleanse ourselves, and then we'll check back in with Mel to see how the ghost hunting is going on later in the show.
And for a list of seasonal and year-round tours available, head to visitgalveston.com.